You are gods. You are gods. A spirit in the image and likeness of God. You are gods. Before you were born, chosen and ordained a priest to God and a king to bring dominion to your world, yet given freedom of choice. And you choose the way of men, childish men who talked and understood before thinking. Life is spiritual. The gods know. Governed by principles, the gods know. There is the principle, they know. Yet in their fallen state, they embrace the principles and reject the principle, like loving a child and rejecting the parent. Only for so long, anyways. For how long will gods fall like pack of men ignoring God the source, not following the pattern of gods in thought, talk, steps, and moves? You are gods. Gods worship and have devotion. Gods have their tongue and language of worship, devotion, and communion with God that catapults them into the more real spirit realm. There, their spiritual faculties and perception get fired to pick real signals that cannot be tracked or trapped in the physical realm. Here in this real spirit realm, the best of men, intellect and gadgets are nothing, nothing, nothing. No weight, occupies no space, and don't matter. Just nothing. Gods know that their weight in this real spirit space is tied to the strength of their communion and communication, which no mundane language can offer. God, by grace, grants the utterance. Gods in flesh give it voice and speak the tongue that sidestep cognitive capacity. They deploy the gift, the tongue, the language to pray the perfect will of God, to bypass evil and even the permissible will. What a providence to give perfect expression to God. The gods know there is no other way to enter the gate of purpose without the access code of this tongue and language. When life throws things that require divine intervention, as it does, mother tongue has no capacity to pray these things the mind is blind to. Only the tongue of the gods is equipped to tackle these issues even ahead of time and deal with things unknown even before they are known. I know a man who was awakened from his sleep by a heavy thought of his friend who was far away in school. It was night, and so was his mind without clue. What was he to do? Chat or call? It was before this technology got in vogue. But the gods always had an ancient technology to handle mysteries. And that technology he deployed with tongues. Later, while speaking with his friend, he found that the mystery which he responded to by ministering with tongues was about saving his friend who was critically down with fever that dark night. What do you do when your understanding is handicapped at the wrongest of time? Speaking your divine language, the tongue of the gods, is one advantage to take to activate the faith of God to move and conquer against the odds. You are gods, born to think, move, and talk like God. You are gods, and you belong to the mountain of God, the city of innumerable angels. You can't do life just with intellect. You can't do spiritual battle with intellect. It's like going in with a stick to a bomb fight. You can't go carnal against the spiritual. What do you do on the battlefield of life? Arrows flying night and day, spells cast from the air, nails to the ground to control and keep bound the mind of men whose tongues have been seized and have no voice in the realm where things are shaped. You are gods. Find your voice. speak your tongue and live the life ordained for you.